This is the story of lights, camera, action, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption. On a rainy day in Armadillo, if you head to the local cinema, heading around to the back entrance, you'll see a man named MacKenna lounging in a contemplative position on his bed. Approaching him, he'll say,
"Hello there. What brings a fine specimen like yourself to my humble establishment?"
Establishment? This place looks like a schoolhouse.
Such limited thinking. Have you not seen the future, my friend? We make dreams! Are you not a devotee of the cinematic arts?
Arts is what you call it?
Granted, I only have a poor imitation of the true Nickelodeon. But that is why I am to build my new film studio and make New Austin, with its cheap land and fine climate, the second center of the motion picture industry. Hell, a couple good years and I won't be here. I'll produce adventure stories, as well as melodramas for the ladies, and even some fantastical shorts for children, young and old. Heard there's an old ranch ripe for exploitation just north of here. Apparently the owner is a frequent lover and loser at the liar's dice tables over at Thieves Landing. If you could do me the favor to wrest control from him, I'd reward you quite highly. A career in the arts awaits.
I'll see what I can do. Not much of a high-stakes gambler, and movies seem like drivel.
Drivel? No, sir. We speak to a man's soul. Listen, if you run into a chap named Spatchcock, tell him to get back to work.
Who?
Spatchcock. Trained as the finest gunslinger and hero in motion picture history. Then the fool began to believe it was for real. And now he's run off to become a gunslinger for real. Heard he's in Benedict Point. Fool will have himself killed if you don't help.
If I see him, I'll tell him.
A producer credit awaits, sir.
With that, MacKenna rests back on his bed to contemplate the future of his studio.
Go on, the future waits for no man.
And we begin our task, which is twofold. The first is to head over to Thieves Landing to be introduced to Liar's Dice in the game, and obviously win a hand against Lyle Mouton, as we're going to purchase some land from him. But it seems that MacKenna believes that this land is beautiful for filmmaking, for westerns maybe, but he wants to do a whole array of films. I'm not sure how much he's actually tried to experience the harsh West, but it has not been kind to us so far, and the citizens within have not either. But first we stop for a nice nun who's actually said that she wants to reward us.
Everyone in Las Hermanas has been talking about you. I have to find you. Please, accept this humble collection from the sisters. It's not much, but we hope it gives you sustenance.
Thanks a lot.
So after taking the trinket happily from the nun, as we've gained some fame around the West, we head back to Thieves Landing to win a game of Liar's Dice. Upon arriving in Thieves Landing, we head to the local saloon after hitching our horse, but it appears that Lyle Mouton isn't actually at the table as promised. So we have to head out the back of the saloon, as it seems though that we need to reset his presence in the game, and sit down for a hand of Liar's Dice.
My kind of game.
Now, this is a mini game some people love. A lot of people don't like sitting through it. I have to find the passion for Liar's Dice at the time, so I'm not going to make you sit through. But it is actually an introductory version of the game, so it's pretty easy to beat him. You get $200, plus you can keep playing him. It's the only time in the game, I believe, that you can actually just keep wagering $200, so it's actually very lucrative if you can stand to sit through a lot of the Liar's Dice hands. And another thing to think about is obviously if he's by himself, it's much easier to win, as you only have to take his dice. So we beat Lyle Mouton at Liar's Dice, and we have the deed.
The honest man is handicapped at this table.
It's all in the eyes, friends.
Now we have to head over to Benedict Point to find Silas Spatchcock, the so-called actor turned gunslinger, as he believes his abilities are real, so he must be the real-life Clint Eastwood of his time. Heading to Benedict Point, we see a lone cowboy resting against a porch in a very exaggerated stance.
You called Spatchcock?
Well, who's asking?
Who do you think is asking?
Listen, partner. You stay cool, or I'll cool you down by putting a hole in you.
You been practicing that line all week, fool?
Don't make me come over there and teach you a lesson.
Man, I hope you shoot better than you act tough. That fool really will lose some money. Now get up and fight.
Now, you have to duel Silas Spatchcock. This is one of the duels where it actually zooms in because it wants you to shoot his right arm as he draws. Now, if you decide to take out, say, his kneecap, groin, heart, gun, and then head, he will be disarmed. However, you're going to fail the task as you have just dispatched Silas Spatchcock instead of just shooting his gun arm out. A second thing would be to duel Silas and allow him to win, but you are not only going to have to start again, it doesn't start at the beginning of the duel like a quest would. Unfortunately, you would have to then go back to Thieves Landing, and you don't have to play Liar's Dice again, but it does need to reset the quest, so... On the third attempt, we are going to just disarm Silas as the mission demands.
Don't kill me! Please! I'm just an actor!
Go back to work then.
So we've successfully woke Silas out of his fantasy, and he'll begin to run on foot quite hastily to Armadillo. When I say run on foot to Armadillo, I mean you can follow him to Armadillo, and he keeps a pretty good pace. You can try and push him off the track, but he's just going to keep on bolting.
Easy.
So heading back to Mr. MacKenna at the Armadillo film studio, again he's pensively looking out the window. Very theatrical, this quest.
Go, be on your way! Another adventure awaits you, I'm sure.
Good luck.
So with that, we get $22. The quest is complete. However, it says that we haven't actually completed the quest fully, and that we will see Mr. MacKenna at a later date. Fast forwarding through the quests, you need to progress the game till you're in West Elizabeth and head to the Pacific Union RR camp. There at the back of one of the tents is Mr. MacKenna whittling a piece of wood.
Just a minor setback, I assure you.
Mr. MacKenna, what are you doing here? Thought you were running a film company.
Oh, Marston, how the fates have spurned me. The muses cajole and lament my foolish nature. The hubris. The hubris!
It gets the best of us.
I've lost everything. Every last dime I invested in that studio is gone. The production was delayed by weather. That fool Spatchcock fell in love with the cameraman and ran off to Canada. Damn you, the gods of bad weather! And the hearts of vain men. Guess I'll have to go and make dreams elsewhere.
Good luck.
It'll take more than luck to stop me.
With that, we find the fate of MacKenna's dreams have been hampered by bad weather, which ironically, a lot of this quest has been in the rain, almost fittingly so. MacKenna also seems to have phenomenal leg strength, as he doesn't even require a stool to sit. I think he's suffering from a lot of stress. And so, also we learned that Spatchcock, a man who has whimsically left the company before to become a real-life gunslinger until we put him in his place, has fallen in love with a cameraman, and absconded to Canada. So obviously he was very whimsical at the start. A bullet in his right arm didn't seem to slow him down, or maybe he just didn't feel so tough. But anyway, he's found love, and poor MacKenna is left on his lonesome. Now, to end the quest, you actually do get some honor, and also you'll be brought one step closer to getting the US Army uniform, if that's something you're looking to do as a completionist, to get all the uniforms. But MacKenna's dreams have been hampered. Now, this isn't the last time we see MacKenna, as he'll reappear in The Undead Nightmare, but it seems as though fate has spurned him, and the gods have not been kind to him, and so I decided to shoot him, put him out of his misery, in a very theatrical death, as something that I think if MacKenna knew he was going to die, I think he would want to go out in the most theatrical way possible. So you can actually shoot him and lose some honor, but it doesn't really matter. He will reappear in Undead Nightmare. Well, that's it for this episode. One of the stranger missions. They never disappoint in Red Dead Redemption. I'm so excited to cover more of them before Red Dead 2, which we'll go through all of them as well. Let me know what your favorite one is in the comments below, just in case I miss it, because I'm looking forward to running through them all. Anyway, have a great day, and I shall see you next time.